loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner, and today I'm making a really exciting video where I'm going to help you find some book gifts for all those book lovers in your life this holiday season based off some popular TV shows. Excited to be doing this video. It's been an idea that I've had for a long time because I feel like a lot of people are always asking me what type of books they should get for those book lovers in their life during the holiday season because they don't really know what they like. So I always ask them what is their favorite TV shows and recommend books based off that. Because a lot of times I feel like people's book interests and TV show interests line up. So how this video is going to work is I'm going to say what the TV show is and the books that I think that person would like that have maybe similar themes or events or characters, and then I'll kind of explain how the book and that TV show connect. So the first TV show I am going to talk about is Stranger Things. So Stranger Things I feel like is popular among a lot of different age ranges. So the book that I would recommend if your book lover loves Stranger Things is The Darkest Mind by Alexandra Bracken. So I do have some bookmarks in this because I'm actually rereading this book again because I loved it so much the first time. So I'm connecting this book to Stranger Things because it's about our main girl Ruby, who is 16, but she has been in a government-controlled camp because she has different special powers. And in this book, she's not the only one. There are a lot of kids that have different special powers, from being overly smart, can do memorize things, photographic memories, to kids that can move objects with their mind, can burn things with their mind, can erase people with their minds. It's kind of crazy. So also why I connect this book to Stranger Things, not just beside the fact that kids have special powers, is that they are in a government ran camp and being studied like Elle was in Stranger Things. She does breaks out of this government camp just like Elle does in Stranger Things. So there's definitely some connections. It's a science fiction-y, it's a YA book. It's actually a series. But I definitely think if you like Stranger Things, there's has a lot of similarities that your book lover in your life would like this book. Okay, so the next one I'm going to recommend is if your book lover loves the TV show Riverdale. So again, Riverdale I feel like is a show that a lot of different ages like, but for this particular recommendation, I'm going to be recommending a YA book since Riverdale is more towards a YA audience. And I'm going to say that maybe that person would like One of Us is Lying. So I'm connecting this to Riverdale because especially in some of the earlier seasons of Riverdale, they're trying to investigate maybe a mysterious murders that are happening. And in this book, we have a group of people that are in high school, like Riverdale. They kind of come from all different backgrounds and different groups, which in Riverdale, that group of friends necessarily wouldn't be who you would say would be in the same friend group based off what they like, then things like that. So this is, again, a group of friends that don't necessarily you wouldn't recognize as being together, but are brought together because they were all in the same room when one of the other students has died. And now they are all suspects, but all of them are claiming that they had nothing to do with it. So they are trying to figure out who committed this murder. So it's that strong sense of teenagers working together, becoming friends from all different types of groups. And I feel like that's a lot of Riverdale too. So, and definitely has kind of that drama-esque stuff that you would see in Riverdale. So I think this would be a good recommendation if your book lover loves the show Riverdale. All right, so my next recommendation for those gift lovers in your life is if they like the show The Handmaid's Tale. So The Handmaid's Tale is that dystopian society where in this futuristic world where only certain women are allowed to or can produce offsprings and children. So they pretty much, women have no power. They're meant to just be, I don't know why I had a southern accent right there. Definitely not from this. Having an accent here, guys. So they're trained pretty much to just obey men, and that their job is to serve the men. So if you are fascinated, or your book lover in your life is fascinated with The Handmaid's Tale, I would recommend this, The Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. This is a YA book This is about a group of, at a school, an elite school in this community, where if you get to go there, you're seen as being very prestigious, and pretty much the girls there are conditioned to obey men, respect men, that women are beneath men, and that men have all of the control over you. Again, this is seen as prestigious, and that men have all the power, to the point where they go pretty much to the school and pick their wife. And obviously, the more obedient you are, the more you kind of seem as a prize to the male. So kind of this type of society where women are well below the male in society, and they're conditioned to be trained as a quiet housewife to just do whatever the man says, which is just, this is making me angry talking about it. But I do think that this does have those similar kind of themes as The Handmaid's Tale. Obviously, this is a YA novel, so it is done differently, but I think that theme and the concept is there. So I think if your person in your life likes The Handmaid's Tale, I would definitely recommend buying them Girls with Sharp Sticks with Suzanne Young. There is a series that's also Girls with Razor Hearts is the second one. I don't know if there is a third one coming out, but I'm a huge fan of Suzanne Young. She's one of my favorite authors, so I definitely would pick this up. All right, so the next TV show that I'm going to talk about is Pretty Little Liars. So Pretty Little Liars is a show that I feel like all age ranges enjoy. There's the people that are rewatching it now that are younger that enjoy it, and then there's people like me who watched it when it came out, and then just like when they were younger, like in high school, and then just continued watching it even as they became adults because you had invested so much time into it. So I have two books actually to recommend that if your book lover in your life enjoyed the show Pretty Little Liars, then they might like these two books. So the first book I'm going to talk about is People Like Us by Dana Meal. So I have picked this book because a lot of Pretty Liars in part is about revenge and getting like, you know, mysterious notes and messages from A and trying to solve this murder. So in People Like Us, there is a murder that occurs, and some of the characters in our book are getting like secret messages, and things are being revealed about them that they obviously did not want people to know, and secrets are being leaked, which is very much an ask of Pretty Little Liars. Also, there is a revenge part of this story as well, and I think Pretty Little Liars is a lot about revenge. So I definitely has some common themes and streams throughout there. It's again a group of girls that are like in high school, which is kind of correlates exactly the same age range as Pretty Little Liars. So that person in your life may like this book as well. So another recommendation I have, if that person in your life likes Pretty Little Liars, is Two Can Keep a Secret. I feel like is really Pretty Little Liar-esque in ways. And so this book has a lot of different connections in this town. Girls keep disappearing, and the most recent one was a girl from high school, I believe. In Pretty Liars, obviously we have people disappearing, especially we have young females disappearing, just like this book as well. Also, there in this town, everything kind of seems picturesque, but this town holds a lot of secrets, and I don't want to spoil more because I feel like story is definitely a mystery, and you don't want to know going into it like what the twists and turns of this YA mystery novel is. But it definitely has a lot of secrets that people don't know, and also it has that investigation type-esque thing where they're trying to figure out what happened to the girls that have gone missing over the course of the years, as well as the one that's currently disappeared. So again, kind of that mystery detective trying to figure things out, secrets in towns that you think are perfect but they're really not. It definitely screams Pretty Little Liars to me. The next recommendation I'm going to give you for those people that love books in your life is if they like the show The Haunting of Hill House. This is, I guess, where I'm going to put the picture. And I would recommend the book Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. So Home Before Dark and The Haunting of the Hill House have a lot of common kind of ideas that are going on. So in Home Before Dark, our main character has, as a child, lived in this apparent haunted house. And afterwards, her father has made a lot of money off of it by writing a book about it. She's now questioning if it really was an actually haunted house or if there was something else going on in that house while she was living there. So this definitely has those vibes of living in a haunted house and this thriller-esque, horror, creepy, paranormal type vibes you definitely get in Home Before Dark. Also, just like The Haunting of Hill House, you have the goes between past and the present, and in this book we do that as well. We have clippets actually from the book that her father wrote about their time living at this house and kind of the paranormal things that went on, but we also have present day where our main character is kind of reflecting on what happened and trying to investigate what really happened when she was living at this house. So I think these books pair super well together. I love this book. This was a 5-star read for me. So when that person in your life likes the spooky, thriller, paranormal, horror-esque type haunted houses, I think they would love Home Before Dark as a gift for the holidays this year. All right, so the next one is one of those series that I have a guilty pleasure on, enjoying on TV and in the book. So the next one I'm going to recommend is if that person in your life enjoys watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. So this, again, is a show that all different ages enjoy. So the book that I'm going to recommend if they really enjoy watching The Bachelor for the holidays this year, you could get them the Selection series by Kiera Cass. So this book is one of my guilty pleasure books where I reread the series and I just find joy in it every single time I read it. I'm only counting the first 3 books. The other part of the series I just kind of ignore because they do not stand up to how well the first 3 books were, in my opinion. So this is about a society where people are divided up, which is kind of a little bit of a Hunger Games in there as well. So it's pretty much if you're in the top of the ranking, you have tons of money. As the lower you go on in their society, in the areas that you live in, the less money you make. And in that area, wherever area you live in, determines what kind of job you do as well. So our main character, America's family, lives kind of on the poor end of the society, and their king and queen and prince that had rules over the society has determined that the prince is ready to find their soulmate. So how they work in this society is they have all of the women in the area that's around that age range, so teenager range, put in photos and descriptions of themselves, and then they pick so many of these girls, and then they go to the capital area and they have a bachelor-esque competition to figure out who the prince is going to marry. So all the girls that go there, they go on dates, and there's the drama that you get in The Bachelor, and it's so good. There's love triangles, but there is more to this. There's the political side that kind of goes on the society, and there's more depth than just the dating of it, but it definitely has those Bachelorette vibes, and the girls are catty towards each other. It's like The Bachelorette. I call it The Bachelorette and mixed with The Hunger Games is really what this book is about. So this would be a great series to pick up if that person loves The Bachelor or Bachelorette. I recommend is if the person in your life really enjoyed the act that showed the life of what happened to Gypsy Rose. The actual story was made into a Hulu original. So if that person in your life really liked that little mini series, I would suggest buying them the book Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Rabel. This story is loosely inspired by Gypsy Rose. So we have a girl in here, her name is Rose Gold, and she has been led to believe her entire life that she had all of this sickness and that she was dying at times, and she had all these ailments to her, and people did fundraisers for her. But as she's gotten older, she has realized that nothing's actually wrong with her. It was all her mother did this to her. So that premise of the story is the same as the act, but it does take some different twists and turns. So for example, at the very beginning of the book, it's not a spoiler because we're at the beginning, the mom is currently getting out of jail and Rose Gold is picking her up from jail. So this book kind of goes back between present and in the past. So it's kind of alternating, which is kind of cool. But this is definitely so reminiscent of Gypsy Rose's story. So even if they didn't even watch the act, but they were interested in learning about what happened with Gypsy Rose and they're kind of into that murder crime suspect story, this I think would be a perfect gift to give to that person. So I hope that this helped you, that you maybe got some gift ideas for those people in your life that love to read books, but you never know what to give them. So if you have any kind of other books that you think would fit any of these TV shows that would make great gifts for somebody, please leave them in the comments below. If you've read any of these books, if you agree or disagree with me, let me know. These are just my opinions. Obviously, you may think that these books don't fit with them, and that's perfectly understandable and fine. These are just kind of my recommendations of kind of what I got from the books that I've shared with you today and from those TV shows. So if you're new to my channel and you'd like to take this journey with me, please press that subscribe button. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That really helps. And if you never want to miss any of my content, please hit that notification button. If you want to be my friend on any other social media platforms, all my information is linked below in that description box. And yeah, so stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.